Slasher horror films have a linear narrative, with beginning, middle and end, a common setup within horror films. They deter focus from the plot and character development and are constructed around giving the killer reason and opportunity to murder. Initially, the audiences are introduced to the characters and their suggested roles. There is then a disruption revolving around situations the characters participate in, like parties, road trips and romantic getaways, involving the first killing of a character. Later, the film depicts attempts to repair this disruption. Throughout You're Next, more victims are killed, leaving the protagonist left standing after the antagonist is defeated, creating new equilibrium. However, in some slashers, the ending is left as a cliffhanger, allowing the story to continue on to sequels. Universal Studios kicked off Hollywood's gothic horror success with Dracula in 1931 and Frankenstein and The Mummy in 1932. As the public's interest in the genre began descending in the 40s, Universal introduced self-parodies like The Mummy's Hand and Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman in 1943. This cycle continues to repeat itself in recent films including Scream and Nightmare on Elm Street. We are also presented with similar crossovers such as Freddy vs. Jason. Scream is carried on to create a franchise of 4 films in 1996, 1997, 2000 and 2011, as well as a television show in 2015. In each, technological developments are clear, ranging from improved CGI to the use of mobiles, texting and internet in the films. Small suburban communities with dark histories, such as Scream, are typical as they have the misleading appearance of safety. Urban environments with dark streets and narrow alleyways and isolated locations where there is no escape are prominent also. This is evident in Cabin in the Woods Cabin and Nightmare on Elm Street's Nightmares. Isolation is also portrayed through the depth of field, allowing just the characters to be in focus. Amusement uses thunder and rain to depict the fear of characters. The most evident elements of horror mise-en-scène are camera composition, the performer, decor, colour palette and props. These elements combine to amalgamate into terrifying fictional landscapes on screen. Nightmare on Elm Street's bath scene is iconic. An innocent girl lies in a white bubble bath paired against Krueger's blood-stained hand descending from the water, resulting in a nightmarish image. Sound is an integral component that drives plot and creates suspense. For example, Psycho and Scream have soundscapes that are sudden and unfamiliar, resulting in a strong effect when placed amongst the conventional suburban locations. Camera angles such as close-ups show characters' importance and emotions. Point-of-view shots allow the audience to connect with characters and sympathise with them. Handheld shots create more personal connections with the audience, enabling their involvement with the film. Viewers relate to handheld cameras as they can access this technology at home, creating a more realistic scenario. This is relevant in the modern era, representing the development of production and technology. Stereotypes are prominent throughout the majority of slashers. Females are perceived as vulnerable and in need of protection. Nightmare on Elm Street's female protagonist Nancy requires help from her boyfriend Glenn to watch her while she sleeps to make sure she's safe. Stereotypes date back to the beginning of horror in the 1920s. It was a common concept for females to be weaker than men. Young, blonde, attractive females are used to appeal to a larger male audience. Through being perceived as stupid, she builds suspense through poor decisions and is one of the first to be killed. Non-believers are common within horrors also. They're of either gender, however, are often male, cocky, and try to convince others that they're overreacting. Their death triggers the mass killings of others. Heroes tend to be strong males, however don't often triumph over evil. Recently in slashers, heroes have been presented as female, challenging traditional conventions. Killers usually hide their identity by using masks, creative lighting, and camera work such as in Halloween. Their past often includes a trauma that has moulded them into what they have become, creating a level of sympathy felt by viewers. Friday the 13th's Jason and Halloween's Michael wear iconic masks, which identify the franchise. Masks dehumanize and bring mystery to the narrative, as well as contribute to the fear experienced by both the audience and the victims. Slasher villains use signature handheld weapons, ensuring murders are short-range, close and personal.